Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be setting up my planner for September of 2021, and the eagle-eyed among you will have spotted that I didn't do a setup for August. Basically I just decided that things were going to change a little bit. I had not been using my Hobonichi very much. I just wasn't reaching for it, I wasn't making time for it, and I steadily realised that it was because actually the need for it wasn't quite so great as it had been previously. I do still need to do journaling, but in the way that I was doing it in here, it wasn't, it didn't fit what I wanted anymore. Having such a limited amount of space, only having this much space for a day, sometimes wasn't enough, sometimes it was too much, and I just felt like it wasn't, I was basically making myself use it just to be using the planner, which does not fit with how I want to spend my time and what I want to do with my planners. So I used it a little bit in August for journaling, but I didn't actually set up like the monthly page, like the beginning of the month. I just didn't use it because I hadn't been using the one for July either. I set it up and then I literally just didn't use it. And as much as I like the creative expression that it gives me, I just feel like I don't want to force myself to use something that isn't fitting with how I'm planning at the moment. I'm not gonna get rid of this. It's still gonna be around, so that when I do want to use it, it is there. Especially like in terms of like the journaling aspect. But I'm not gonna force myself to set it up for a month and then feel bad because I've not actually touched it. So yeah, so that's sort of the situation, and the reason for that is because my bullet journal is just so much, it's just functional, it does everything I need it to, it has everything in it that I need at the moment. So at the moment I very much need a planning system that is about helping me remember to get things done and having a space for me to check things off. And that is in here. It's this is sort of my everyday, it goes everywhere with me planner that has everything in it. And yeah, I feel a little bit like I did when I was trying to separate out parts of my life into different planners last year, and I every time I do that I realise that actually I am a everything in one place kind of person. A journal can be in its own separate book, but my actual planning all needs to be in one place, and that for me is this bullet journal. It's just working for me, and I don't want to break it when it is working. I think it's, you know, I need to keep it working as it is at the moment. So yeah, so I'm mainly using my bullet journal. Because though I'm not reaching for my Hobonichi so much, I'm not using my undyed, and I love this cover. Like, this is my favourite cover of the two. Don't get me wrong, I love my blue. I love this blue, and it is a bit more practical because, you know, it can get dinged up and damaged and I don't care quite so much. I don't really care that much if this gets marked, but it shows it up obviously. That's part of its journey. So I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my bullet journal into my undyed so that I'm using this every day, and it will get even more patina, it will get used a bit more, it will get marks on it, and that's fine, because I just I don't want this to be sat not being used, because this is the one that I desperately wanted forever. So yeah, I'm going to basically move everything over to this one. And then we're going to set up for September, and you'll see my setups are really simple. I'm not being crazy with my setups. I'm keeping them really simple, and that's, you know, that's just what's working for me at the moment. So yeah, I thought I would do a very honest planner setup for you. But first, let's move everything into my undyed. So if you haven't seen any of my videos about this, this is a Giglio A5 Appunto, and like I say, it's in the undyed leather, so you can see this is the patina that it's got since I've had it. This actually here is probably the most accurate representation of what it used to look like when I first got it, because obviously the planner's been in there, so it's not been exposed to light in the same way. And it's very beautiful. It has lots of different textures. You can see like there's a birthmark here. Like it's absolutely stunning. This leather is stunning. And I can't just have this sat doing nothing, basically. It does have marks and dings and things on it, but that's part of the journey, so I'm not too fussed about them. I know that some people are really, really precious about their undyeds. Understandably so, because, you know, they are more vulnerable, but for me it's part of it that it gets damaged and things. So right, I'm literally going to move everything lock, stock and barrel over. I don't really need to take very much out, I don't think. I am going to sort through what's in here, obviously, but on the whole I think I'm just going to move everything over. So right now I'm just taking stuff out of the pockets so that I can actually get the planner itself out, the notebook. If you haven't seen my bullet journal setup video, I use a, hang on, let me just, here we go. If you haven't seen my bullet journal setup video, I use a Nanami A5 7Cs Crossfield notebook. It's Tomoe River paper. Obviously Tomoe River paper isn't going to be made anymore as far as I understand. So I have got one more of these that I've actually got stashed away. So I do have another one, but yeah, in terms of what I'm going to use when this is done, when my spare one of this is done, I'm not quite sure. I suppose I'll have to see what the new Nanami paper is like, and if I like it then I'll keep using it. This cover, I think I probably will put my Hobonichi in it, just so that it has a cover, and it's definitely not going to be just sat there doing nothing. It will, I think actually what I'm probably going to do is oh actually let me just show you, can you see the patina even that this one has got? I hadn't noticed that until I'd just taken that notebook out. So you can see it has got darker on the edges where the book was. Ooh, see? So even if it's a coloured planner, it's still patinas. I think probably I will actually end up keeping my like daily journal in here. Like, I think what I'm going to end up doing is, because I'm not going to buy another Hobonichi, there's no point. What I'm probably going to do is end up getting another nice notebook and just long form journal, because journaling itself, the process of journaling itself, is something that is still important to me. It's just that the way that I was doing it, trying to restrict myself in that notebook, that was not that was not appealing to me. It was just not, like, sometimes I don't want to journal at all. Sometimes I want to journal for pages and pages and pages, and so having only one, actually, is that expired? Yes. Having only one page a day, I just don't like being restricted like that. When I want to journal, I want to be able to just journal as much as I like. So that's something I need to keep. Got my pencil board. So I'm just going through all of the stuff that was tucked in the pockets. Might need to keep that. Don't need to keep that in there. Need to put those in my desk at work. Do want to keep that. Do need to keep that. Do need my blotting paper. Okay, so I might need to keep that one, so I'm going to tuck it in that pocket. So I just use these pockets at the back for keeping bits and bobs, bits and bobs that I need to do stuff to or with or so on. And yeah, and then I don't know whether to actually tuck the front cover in. I'm quite tempted to leave it out, because it is sometimes a little bit annoying that whenever I open this it goes straight to the open page. So I might actually leave that untucked, so that I can make use of this pocket here. Pencil board though, I am just going to tuck in, actually, no. Pencil board I am just going to tuck in the back. That won't go in there, so it'll have to go in the back pocket. Blotting paper, and this is just a little card from my sister that I like to carry around with me. I have my dental appointment card, and then this is a postcard from my shop. I just carry that around with me just to remind me that, you know, I do creative things. I'm just emptying the big back pocket now. Ooh, I need those. So in here I have a slip of paper with some information on it. Do you need to keep that? I don't know if I have claimed those. Need to check that. Because I've not written that I have on. There's some receipts basically for work. I've got basically just some bits and bobs. So I'm going to tuck these in there because that's where I put receipts. And then yeah, in the big back pocket, let's put, I need to keep that. And then these. This is the thing about changing covers that no one ever talks about. The hassle of moving everything over. Okay, so I've now emptied big back pocket, side pocket, slip pocket, zip pocket. Oh, no, there's something still in that one. Oh, it's that little bit of, that cute little bit of doily card that I've had for donkeys. Right, so now I'm just going to move these bits down here into these pockets here. So in the top pocket I always keep my stamps. And I just keep them separated with this little card, so that I've got second and first. And I keep them in the top pocket because I often will just like need to just get into the top of my planner just to get that, and I don't actually open it to get them out. Then I have some business cards and so on, but I'm just going to tuck in that one. I have a couple of these task cards. One that's got some page flags on it that I never use, and then that one is just decorative. I've already got an if found card, so I'm just going to double check that the information is right on it. So I'm just going to update the back because the back of the one for my bullet journal I actually have some health information on, and I don't have it on the back of this one. So, but I am going to write it on the back of this one. And not just transfer the card over, because the ink on this little card actually matches the planner a bit better. So I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so my if found is back in my notebook. I'm just going to transfer over this. I won't go in that way. I'll tuck it like that, but I don't really like it like that. It doesn't look very nice. I might actually grab the other thing. Here we go. I just don't like the green. I wish it wasn't bright green. And then in the bottom pocket of my bujo, I just have a load of photos and clips and things. Oh, a little card from Lee Ellison, which is cute. Just gonna pin that on my pin board. Yeah, so I just have some photos of Bert and James. Looking cute, and then these are some leftover little clips, so I think I will put those okay guys, so let's do our September setup. So I'm keeping it really simple. I'll just show you kind of, I did the same thing for August as I normally do. I have my grid and my to-dos, but then on the next page is where I put my habit tracker. So I think that's probably what I'm going to do this month as well. I am using colour a little bit in my planner at the moment, in my bullet journal. I had been sticking to just grey, but I decided actually that I do like a little bit of colour. And because this is becoming my main planner, I just kind of, yeah, I wanted to introduce a little bit of colour. So I've been, in August I used this Tombow, which is the 912. It has worn off, but it is the 912. I think for September, I don't know whether to use a green or whether to use a brown. I think I'm going to go green. This one's completely worn off and I can't remember which one this one is. Let me just check my swatch list. So this is either 192 or 158. I think it's 192. And actually, I think I'm going to use 158. Ah, yeah, this is 158. I think I'm going to use 158 actually. It's a slightly deeper green. So, for my monthly grid, I do 5x5 squares. So it's quite simple. To do the internal lines first, just so that I don't lose the little dots and get confused on where the lines need to go. There we go. So then I'm just going to turn it around. The pen I'm using is my Pelikan M605. It has an extra fine nib, and the ink that I'm using is this one, which is Kayo Iro Moonlight of Higashiyama, which is like a really pretty kind of it's kind of like an orangey red almost. It's a really hard to describe colour actually, but it's perfect for autumn. And I love it in this pen, so I just couldn't pick anything else really. And I'm going to use my little ruler for this though. I'm just going to basically just cross out the days that aren't in September. And then I'm just going to write in September 21. And like I say, I don't have a huge amount of things actually scheduled in at the moment. So I have the 4th, I'm at the dentist. What time? 12 p.m. The 9th, I'm on a course. The 13th, we're going out for dinner. And on the 20th, I'm back at the dentist. And then I don't think there's any birthdays in September. I'm just trying to remember. Ooh, I'm just realising you guys can't really see what I'm doing. There you go. So there's a little overview of how it looks. Let me just check my Google Calendar for September. No, I don't have any birthdays in September at all, which is really good. I do just need to note, I think it's this day. The summer reading challenge ends. It might actually be this day, I can't remember. So we're thinking of doing a celebration this week, but I can come to that. So that is like my monthly grid. So then on the page opposite my monthly grid, I like to do a little to-do list. I like to split it into two. So this notebook, if I'm splitting it in half, it's 13 boxes long. So it's so I'm just going to put a dot for where I would do this one. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I'm going to do the first box. Oh, let me just bring you down a little bit. So I'm going to do the first one. basically have like my month view and then my month to-do list next to each other. I do sometimes like to split these into work and personal. I didn't last month, but actually I think maybe I will do that. I'll do personal and work. And the reason that I like to have a little column here is so that I can mark things off, and I can say if something's urgent, or if there's a particular date that it needs doing on, I can put it in that little column. So I've got my first bookmark there, and then for the next page I like to do my habit tracker and then my financial tracking. So I have actually changed which things I am tracking as well. I'm not being quite so, I don't know, so strict with myself, I suppose. Let me draw in the lines first, actually. So I'm actually not going to start right up at the top, because obviously I need to write in the habits. So the actual habits that I'm tracking at the moment are, I'm still trying to do, well, not trying to do a low buy, but trying to be mindful about spending. So, yeah, so if I don't spend any money that was unnecessary spending, then I will give myself a little check mark for that. Engaging with my budget is still a habit that I'm tracking. Exercising is still a habit I'm tracking, and that includes if I walk more than 10,000 steps a day, or if I do like yoga or something. I'm still doing my hydration, but I'm calling it 2 litres of water, because what I am doing with my habit tracking now is if I do half of it, then I give myself 1 mark, and then if I do it all, I give myself 2. So if I manage 1 litre of water, then I will give myself half a mark. Skincare, this is another one that if I do it either morning or evening, I would give myself half a mark. If I do it both, I get 2. Self-care, journal, shop admin, read, BP, and plants. So I did have no tech after 9 PM, but then I realised I'm just incapable of that, so why set myself up to fail? But looking after my plants, I now have quite a lot of plants. I've gone from a few to really quite a lot of plants. So yeah, so keeping an eye on my plants and making sure that I do what I need to look after them is very important, because I have so many now, and you know, plants aren't cheap, so I don't want to be wasting money. And then the sort of final thing that I do to set up for the month is an income and expenditure tracker. And it's just sort of other income, so it's like business income and expenditure. And I'm going to, and all I'm doing at the moment is half a page for each, because I was doing a full page and then I just wasn't using it, so I decided no, half a page is plenty. And I do give a little bit more space to expenditure than I do to income. Because I have 2 shops, and then I also have like money that I get for direct to my PayPal account for things. It's basically for when it gets deposited is what I record. And I just write the date, and then I don't know whether to put an amount column. Did I do that last month? No. Maybe I should. Yeah, let's do a little amount column as well. There we go. So I think what I will do is I will just put in the first week of September. So the week starts halfway through the week. So I've actually I've left myself a bit of space for the last couple of days of August and the things that need to be done on those days. I had been daily logging quite, one day then just running on to the next day. But recently I have actually been giving each day a column, which is working. I mean, some days I do need a bit more space than that, so I do think, well, maybe I shouldn't. So maybe I shouldn't do that. No, do you know what? I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave it at that, because I don't want to. I don't want to run the risk of running out of paper on the days. Yeah, I don't want to run the risk of running out of paper, so I'm not going to do that. So that was my September setup, and moving everything over to my undyed. I'm really, really excited now to be using this and using it in my undyed cover. I just love the undyed. I mean, it's no secret that I do love natural leather. I just think natural leather is beautiful, and I love to see it patina as it's used. So I'm just excited to be able to use this every day and really get some use out of it. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I know obviously it's not been as elaborate as my other setups have been, but this is reality, this is life, and I don't feel like I want to be faking it. I'm not the sort of person to do fake planner spreads just for the sake of a video. I just think that no one wants to see that. I personally, I can tell when someone's, not really feeling what they're doing, and I'm not interested in doing that myself, really. I am going to keep this green Tombow with me because what I do is I do split the day in half, split the page, in half when I'm daily logging. So I'll just keep that pen with me to do that. And yeah, so that's my really simple September setup, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did, please do like and subscribe, and I will see you again soon. Bye.